Rege nyale donge. Donge. Aya, mshasema. Aya. All right, techniques, let's go.
My grandmother, Mary Jambi, came to pick my mom and I from the great Pumwani Maternity Hospital and took us home straight to an area known as Lavington Brown, or Kawangware if you like, or as we know it, Uaru. And that became my home. I was raised in an area that had 8 houses in what we call a plot, not an apartment block, not a flat, but plotty. 8 houses, Lavington Brown, Uaru. And I grew up seeing people calling my grandmother Mami. And so, Mami it was. And she refused to be called grandma. She refused to be called Shosho. It was Mami. I was raised by Mami and my mother. Mami was an eclectic combination of Wamboyo Tieno, Rose Waruhio, Cardi B, and Madia without a gun. Mami was fierce. Mami was loyal. Mami was kind. Mami was fire. Mami was brutal with her honesty. And Mami was vicious with ambition. Mami was a fashionista. And Mami always insisted that you must always look good no matter the circumstances. This was Mami's outfit that she bought in 1972. Mami would walk into Deacon's in the 1970s. Mami was not educated. She didn't have like an office job. Mami was a hustler. She would walk into Deacon's and buy some amazing outfits that are more than 50 years old today. It was long decided that I would get the best education. And these were values that were passed down from Mami to Mom. I remember going to kindergarten and I could not speak English because all I spoke at home was Kikuyu and Kiswahili. And I went to school, and the kids were making fun of me because I couldn't speak English. And after that, I went home and I told Mami, Mami ni dikuna tadni gusho kashukuru yoyote dushana isho nishirade kerera nishirari agedogo na gutirio dodira nyita. In French, that says, Mami, I'm not going back to school because those kids are making fun of me and I can't speak English. And she looked at me and said, diwe shiria shiane shishina mitweiri kana makivudirio gedogo ke unikora woja. And that in French means she did not think that those kids had either two brains. In the words of Dr. Praful Patel, who looked at me straight in the eye and said, Jambi Koika, you need to leave this country as soon as possible. Because there's absolutely no doctor, no specialist in this country, not in this continent, who could help you or who could solve this problem. And I said to myself, what is this? What is thoracic endometriosis? What is endometriosis? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to do this? We have no money. You know, we've just come from a medical issue, and now here I am with this grave disease. And the cost of treatment was out of this world. We had spent all our funds on my education, on my mistreatment. There was absolutely no way we were going to raise the much needed funds. Mami's words came ringing. I said, you must fight. You must fight. And this was the fight of my life. So I called my musician friends in the industry, and we organized major concerts. Strangers came through to help with the logistics, with the planning, with the organizing, and everything that went through. My friends in the media came through with the interviews and the promos and the posters and everything in terms of marketing and advertising. And my friend Gilad, he also came and performed, and it was such a magical experience. I was 36 kilograms. And by the time I was being diagnosed by Dr. Praful Patel, I had gone through 18s or 2 heads. And she reiterated that I was also in class while they were learning English. I mean, without a doubt, after one term, I spoke that English. I later graduated to a very high-end primary school, an elite primary school in Nairobi. And the bullying got worse. And every time, I stood out like a sore thumb. And I tried and I fought just to be accepted. And this time an opportune moment came in. Students were outside the classroom chatting, and I thought, wow, this is the ample time for me, you know, to just go and share my stories and also just feel like part of the group to be accepted. And they were talking about neighbors, and I thought, wow, I have a story for these kids, Yani. Finally, they're just going to accept Jambi, Yani, this is the day. So I walked up to the group and I said, I have a neighbor. He's a security guard in Lavington. And then imagine this guy, he took a loan, and then he catiered the boss's wife, and then he brought her to our place, our plot. The culture shock was amazing. So I'm there telling them how this chick couldn't shower in the bathroom outside. She couldn't use the toilet outside. And these kids are looking at me like. And so I stood in in silence as well, because I'm wondering, when they relating, like, kwani they don't know about wuchis, kwani, what's going on? Ama they don't have neighbors who are wuchis, like, you know? And so these kids looked at me, and then one of them asked me, do you really know what kind of neighbors we talk about? And I said, yeah, neighbors. And they were like, no, it's a show on TV. And I'm sure you...